Good afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone's had a good day. I have a funny slash could have been a disaster slash this is why you should listen to me, guys, video today. All being well and good, I'll be able to insert the actual video I took yesterday of my very, very, very sweet lady Shelley on my little mare Lyra. It was just a complete accident that happened, but just a perfect training, and thank God this is why I teach everyone these things sort of moment. So I know I'm being a bit ambiguous, but you have to see the video. Basically what happened, Shelley was having her lesson on Lyra, and they were probably a good 3/4 of the way through, so we were nearly finished, and we had just been working on Shelley using her seat bones better to sit down and actually get Lyra to halt off her seat and stop using her hands as much. Lyra is a hypersensitive mare. For anyone who hasn't ridden her, for those of you who have, you know what I mean. No dirt, not stupid or nasty, but listening so minutely to everything. So, you know, you're trotting and you want to walk. If you start thinking, I'd like to walk, she will transition to walk. So you've got to be really conscious of what you're doing. You've got to make sure that you're not, you know, if you're doing a dressage, you're not thinking about walking at C when you're only at M. You need to wait till you're almost on top of C. Otherwise, she'll go, oh, okay, and transition down to walk. And then obviously if you're in your test, you get marked down because it's too early. So Shelley's riding along, and she was actually practicing her halting and getting Lyra to respond a bit better on her seat and really sitting her seat bones down. And all I heard, because Lyra's bottom was facing me, all I heard was, oh, what do I do now? And I looked up and I went, what do you mean? And as I walked around, it took me a moment, but Lyra's bridle, the cheek piece, the bolt that was in it, because it's like a Western one we're using as her training one, had completely undone and disappeared and fallen out. And so the bit had just come out of her mouth, and all she had was the nose piece and one side attached to the bit and reins. And that's all Shelley had to control her. And I was like, oh, sit down. Put your seat bones down till a halt. She did that, and she stopped. Thank God. Oops. Forgot I had a little child. Halt. Stand up. Give us a wave, Shell. So, all being well and good with my fancy editing skills, I would have been able to pop that video in. Hey, yeah. It was a funny slash heart in mouth slash thank God I put good training into my horses and riders. Riders, this is why I teach you to use your seat and your seat bones over your hands. This is why I get you to ride with such soft reins when you're starting out, and then as you get more control and more understanding, I get you to collect the rein. Too many riders use their hands and the reins to try and control everything, and you can't. Prime example, bridle brakes. If you don't have any seat bones, you're in serious trouble trying to stop that horse. So kudos to Shelley, just being so chill. Thank you so much, Lyra, for remembering and being so good with your training. Hello. You just said you didn't like it and you put your finger back in my mouth. What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop it. And then it just so happened I had Harlow with me because she was trying to break into the hay. So I grabbed her and was walking around behind me, including her, because saddlebreeds love to be included in everything. They can't handle not being included in everything. Have you got something to add, do you? And then we took Harlow's halter off. We popped it onto Lyra, attached the reins, and Shelley finished her last. It was about 15 minutes of her lesson, just working with halter and reins on, which was even better because then she didn't have a bit at all, and she had to really focus on herself, her body control, how change of gear does not mean you change the way you ride. You have to ride regardless of what's going on or what you have. And Shelley was able to work through that really well. At first, she and Lyra were trying to do a straight line. It was a bit hit and miss all over the place because Shelley was still trying to direct her with the hands, and every time she corrected Lyra, Lyra was overcorrecting and going too far the other way. So it was just awesome opportunity. So yes, guys, please ride with your seat, your legs. Use your body to actually make the horse go and stop. Use your reins just to direct. They're your directional guides. They're not your stop and go buttons, all right? Don't rely on your reins on a horse's mouth. Use your body. Your body is your asset. The reins are for directing. Can you see, Mum? Better go, guys.